Thank you for all joining me today. Today we're here to discuss Butt Sporting Goods quarterly report. And as you can tell, we have no money. Our sales figures are going down like crazy. We keep buying when the price is high and then it gets lower. We're losing money. We can't keep paying these interns so much. We gotta switch to pizza parties and using coffee as bonus. How can we fix this?
Pretend to be students and go get this information from a competitor, could we?
Are you talking about corporate espionage?
Wait, we can't do that.
We go now live to Morgan and CJ as they interview some undercover employees to get the data that we need.
All right, I got a hold of Bailey, who is an assistant buyer at Academy's corporate office in Katy, Texas.
All right, so I'm here with Jackson Duro, who is a Academy executive over Academy's Houston branch. Jackson, thanks for coming on and answering some questions for us for our school project.
I'm going to ask her some questions today. First one, how do y'all deal with fluctuating demand over the course of the seasons? For instance, the football season. When it's not football season, how do y'all deal with how many footballs you're going to be ordering or how much equipment you're going to have in store?
Yeah, so whenever we're looking at forecasting and planning for certain seasons or off seasons when those sports are not on, we really want to look at historical sales data and kind of see how those sales have trended in the past. And that really helps us make our buying decisions for the upcoming season, whether we need to buy more or less. That's really what we look at when we're making those decisions.
Oh, that was really good. All right, now what do you think, Jackson?
So basically, we rely on advanced demand forecasting tools to analyze historical sales data, local market trends, and season-specific factors like major sporting events. For football season, we ensure a robust inventory of fan apparel, tailgating supplies, and football equipment. We work closely with suppliers to ensure we get the restocks on time, and we have the flexibility to adjust our orders based on just the early season sales trends. For peak times like football season, promotional strategies and regional insights also play a critical role in aligning inventory with demand.
That really is well done.
Okay, so does your individual store order their supply or is it based off of corporate orders?
All of our products are bought through the corporate office. So there's different category management teams that kind of manage different sports or different areas of apparel or footwear. And so those teams are focused on a specific product and working with the brands associated with those products to get the products for the certain seasons into stores. And so it all comes from the corporate level and the products are bought and just sent to the specific stores.
Thanks, Bailey. What do you think of Jackson?
So our inventory is managed through a centralized system overseen by the corporate office. It incorporates localized merchandising strategies, and each store's product assortment reflects regional preferences and seasonal needs influenced by insights from store managers and customer data. While corporate places bulk orders, stores have some flexibility to request adjustments based on local demand, but most of the time we don't usually know what we get until it shows up that morning.
Well, that was a slam dunk.
How does the layout of the store change based on the seasonal items?
So all of our Academy stores are slightly different in the overall setup, but something that's consistent throughout all of them is that all of the sporting equipment, more outdoorsy things are all on the outskirts of the store, the perimeter, and most of the apparel or the soft goods are all in the center of the store, which I'm sure that you've seen if you've gone into one of our stores. The things that do change season to season or month to month are usually our front of store displays, which is right when you walk into the store, which kind of communicates different messaging and stories throughout season to season. And then there's also the racetrack, which is just the walkway around the whole store that has different fixtures or signage every season that kind of lets you know the message that we want you to understand and the products that we want you to buy. And so those two areas are the things that change the most season to season.
That was a tough one, Bailey. Jackson, let's see if you can hit this one too.
So our store layouts are dynamic and adjust seasonally to highlight key product categories. For example, during the summer, outdoor equipment and camping gear are displayed prominently near store entrances. As football season approaches, fan apparel and game day essentials are moved to high traffic areas. We also use end caps and signage to feature our seasonal promotions. This strategy ensures customers can easily locate relevant items, enhancing their shopping experience.
Man, you really hit that one out of the park.
How does your store combat seasonality of different items, like for ice hockey, and how that's more primarily a wintertime sport? How does Academy combat that seasonality?
So, seasonality for niche sports like ice hockey is addressed by analyzing the regional popularity and seasonal spikes in that. In markets where ice hockey is more prevalent, we stock higher inventory during hockey season. For markets where demand is lower, we optimize shelf space for promoting complementary products or offering them for online delivery. Our drop shipping capabilities help ensure that customers can access these items without dedicating excessive store space year round.
As we're cycling through these answers, let's go to the next question.
Now, one last question. And I'm going to give you a completely hypothetical situation. But if you were to give some advice to a small business who was trying to up their game or revamp their strategy, what would you tell them about how the store forecasts seasonal changes to ensure that they don't have too little of supply?
So, in order to forecast those seasonal changes, one of the biggest things that I had already mentioned is really looking at the historical sales data and kind of seeing what has worked well in the past, what hasn't worked well, and kind of going off of that. But then also using technology systems and processes to really make those buying decisions and quantities in the most effective way possible. So letting an algorithm that's created by the computer really work with the sales data and kind of what you want to bring in for the new year and kind of let that also be another layer of looking at and verifying the quantities of products that you want. So those are two of the things that I would say are important when making those seasonal decisions.
Thanks, Bailey. I really like how you mentioned how you guys use historical sales data to really figure out how much supply you guys are going to order. Jackson, do you guys also use historical sales data?
What we do is use a combination of historical sales data, predictive analytics, and regional trends to forecast seasonal changes. These tools help us predict demand with high accuracy for categories like outdoor equipment in the summer or winter sports in colder months. Early procurement strategies and maintaining strong relationships with the suppliers allow us to ensure adequate inventory during peak times. We also incorporate real-time feedback from store managers to make adjustments as needed.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see how Academy continues to progress in the sports equipment world.
I hope y'all got good news for me. I'm tired of our company being the butt of every joke. So, what have y'all learned? CJ?
Well, so something I learned from Jackson was that we should start using historical sales data to help us forecast future demand. I feel like that'd be a really easy way to help us have the appropriate inventory supply so we can match our demand for the future.
I really hope that helps us get out of the stinky slump. Have you heard anything about rearranging our stores?
Yes, I learned that the bulk of our supply and of our product needs to stay the same, and whether that's in the middle or on the perimeter of the store. While the front of the store we keep changing to the seasonality, and what's going to have higher demand or what we're trying to push the customers to buy needs to be in their line of vision or in their path that they're going to walk around the store.
I guess that's all really good. Is there anything else we can do? Maybe is there any way to kind of generalize what we sell over the course of the year?
Yeah, so something that I was kind of thinking was that we should focus on sporting items that are more of a year-round sport and not just focus on items that have such a volatility when it comes to seasonality, like ice hockey skates. Very much a wintertime sport. If we focus on more just general sporting goods to where then that's less affected by seasonality, more of a year-round kind of demand, I feel like that'd be a good way to decrease seasonality.
That sounds great. I'm sure that here at Butt Sporting Goods will be better from here on out. Thank you for joining us.